Hey, good morning. I want to make this short little video for my mom for Mother's Day, and next weekend I'll be able to see her. But, you know, God has put a lot of people in my life that have been like a father and like a mother to me. But, dear Mom, I just want to say, I know a lot of stuff has happened over the years, and, we all can look back and wish this would have happened, and we regret some things have happened that we allowed, and this and that. Life is very disappointing, and life is a lot of depressing things happens in our lives, especially through our mistakes and through the bad things that happens that God allows. And, a lot of offensive things happens, but it's our choice whether or not if it offends us. But I just want to say, Mom, I know 10 years ago on the weekend before I turned 13 years old, I turned July 28th is my birthday. And when I turned 13, it was down here in North Carolina on a Wednesday. And I remember that weekend after packing up all week in Vinton, Virginia, Roanoke. I remember you came by to say goodbye. And I remember looking at you, sitting in the back of my grandpa's car. And I saw you and I waved at you goodbye as you were standing on that front porch door. And I know you were crying after I left. You were holding back the tears. And I just want to say this, as hard as that was, I just want to thank you. If you hadn't had let things happen, if you hadn't had allowed me to be with my grandparents, if you hadn't had allowed me to go through all that stuff, if you hadn't had allowed me to go to North Carolina, it's been a decade. Mom, you have no idea what God has done to use all this stuff. I know it was hard watching your oldest son leave. You didn't want that to happen. If you had your way, I would have stayed in Virginia. But Mom, you allowed God, when you dedicated me in church to God, in front of my grandparents, you were saying to God, I give my child to you. And God has taken care of me. I just want to say, Mom, I know life is full of choices and bad choices that we've made, and we regret some of the things. But Mom, I just want to say, you let me live with my grandparents because you thought you couldn't have given me the best life. And Mom, though our circumstances and everything that has happened, that probably was true. But Mom, I just want to say this. No money, no place that we live in, no car that we drive, no anything that we can give could ever amount to the things that you have let God do in my life. You stepped out of the way because you might have felt down about yourself. You didn't have a good self-worth. But Mom, I just want to tell you, your worth of yourself is much more to me. Thank you so much for not giving up. You may have felt bad about yourself, but Mom, if you didn't do that, I wouldn't be here right now where I'm at. There's a lot of things I wish I can go back on. All of those decisions that I've made, but Mom, I just want to say this. It has made me so strong. Not that I'm anything of strength, but because God is strong for me. God, I'm only a good dad because of my good Father in heaven. There's a lot of things that we can say, and these people did this, and my grandparents were this, and you didn't like this. None of that matters, because Mom, it has led me to this moment, and I can't wait for you to come and stand on my front porch 10 years later to say that, yeah, you let me go, but look at what God has done in the 10 years. I know, 5 years ago, and at the ending of 2014, and for that 4 year of running in my heathen years, God has brought me through. But he had to take me through it. And look at how far God has brought you, Mom. I know both of your kids are out of the house now for the first time in 23 years. I'm not even 23 yet. But Mom, I just want to say thank you. And I love you. And I know I can't see you. And I know I'm basically besides my kids, All my family is really in Virginia. But Mom, I want to say this. I love you. My grandpa always taught me to always love my mom and dad. No matter what they do, no matter what happens, always love them. The Bible says to honor your mother and your father, and you shall have long days on earth. And Mom, I honor you by honoring God with my life. I honor you by obeying God, by giving up my free will so that I can be free in His will. Mom, life may never look the way we want it to look, but Mom, our outlook is everything. Keep your perspective. The only thing you can control is your focus. Change your outlook and your perspective. Yeah, all your kids are all in their own homes, but Mom, look, your outlook needs to be that God has looked out for you. Please, don't allow the devil to steal your joy and your peace that is only found in Jesus, Mom. If you didn't allow God to have me, I wouldn't have gotten saved. I wouldn't have been able to be baptized. I wouldn't have been able to be taught about the Bible through my grandpa. I wouldn't have been able to be in their house if you didn't let me be in their house. Mom, you have done a lot of good things by allowing God to have His way. I love you, Mom. I look forward to the next decade. God has done so much. He's used this broken, insecure, low self-worth guy that is alone right now in this place that He's given me. This is God's house. And Mom, you are God's child. You are God's daughter. And God is not through with you yet. Though your children are on their own, Mom, you are not on your own. God is holding you together. So, Mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. And I can't wait to bring you down here to my house, to God's house, so that though I left you alone on that front porch, you're going to be on my front porch, the front porch that God, though what looked like destruction and depression, God has used it to bring restoration and resurrection. It had to die. I had to leave so that you can come down here and see what God has done. It's not over until God says it's over. But I'll tell you what is over. Your depression, your regret, your bad outlook, your perspective that it's over, that you don't know where else to go. Look, I know it's uncertain times, Mom, but I know what is certain, and that is my focus. Though everything around me is destroyed and brought to ashes, my outlook is looking up because God is looking out for you and God is looking out for me. I am still broken. I am still fighting my old man, this sinful person. But Mom, God is fighting our battles, and I love you. I know this video has went longer than what it needed to be, but Mama, you need to know this. The last 10 years have been through hell and have been awesome. But Mom, the road to heaven, as far as our outlook is concerned, is the road through hell. God allows hell to break loose so that when God decides to bring it together, it would only be so that we can give Him the glory and the credit. Mom, thank you for allowing God to have His way. So now that we can give Him the glory because of His way is perfect. I gave up my free will so that I can be free in His will for my life. To be surrendered is to give up my control and allow God to have His way, because God knows what's next and God knows what happened and God knows what's right now. So Mom, I love you. Thank you for everything that you've done. I honor you by honoring God. I obey my parents by obeying God. And I'm the biggest wanderer, hypocrite, sinner in this world. But I have the biggest God, the most faithful and most perfect God. He allows the suffering. He allows things that we cannot control. He allows things that we doubt Him to occur in our life, only so that when He decides to show up and restore it, it would only be so that He can get the glory. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. You're the best mom I've ever had, because without you, I wouldn't be here. And without you, my kids wouldn't be here. I'm not a perfect father, but I have a perfect God who is my Father. Through Jesus Christ, I am much freer than anything else. And my goal and my purpose that God has given me is to remind you that His way is much greater. We may not understand it, but I'm going to stop trying to trust Him and just trust Him. I love you. Thank you for listening. Josiah, out.